Jack Smith has one final card up his sleeve against Donald Trump. And that's the card. That's the card he could play. Hey, go ahead and play that, dude. See how that goes for you, Jack Smith. So Donald Trump is in a position that is very different than any other president has ever been in, at least in the modern age. And I want to explain to you exactly what I mean and what that is probably going to mean for the deep state guys who have been behind this campaign that has been targeted on Donald Trump for as long as it has. Because these guys are running scared, and they should be running scared. Because bottom line is, no one has ever been in a position to exact retribution, or more specifically, justice against them like Trump is now. And the only reason for that is because of what they did. That's the irony of all of this. That's the irony of this whole thing, is that right now, Donald Trump is now, like, on paper, worth $8 billion or something like that, verifiable through his public stock holdings. You know, before it was always kind of like, well, he owns real estate, whatever, and they're always, oh, he's not actually that rich. Well, guess what? Now, everybody knows. You know exactly. You know what his net worth is because it's a publicly traded. So there's multiple publicly traded stocks, and you know what he holds. The same way that you know what Elon's net worth is, exactly the same. That is because of what they did to him, and I'll walk you through that. And now the amount of power that Trump is going to hold in government when he becomes president is so much more, so much larger than it would have been in any other situation. Way more than if they would have just let him win in 2020 and having not done what they did. Every single thing that they did ended up making him into what he is now in a way that is going to blow up in their face. Like, he's way more powerful than he would have been. He's way more wealthy than he would have been. And now for the first time, all of them are wildly vulnerable. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I have I have like a lot of videos I'm going to do about this. They only have one play left. And I hope he has a lot of good security because they have to be desperate, man. And what we're going to talk about right here is, I went to go look up, like, Jack Smith, the special prosecutor. He got fired already, right? Department of Justice already fired him, okay? And so I want to go through this story first, and because I looked this up, and it's like Jack Smith has one final card up his sleeve against Donald Trump. Yeah, right, buddy. So I haven't even read this article yet. We're going to read it together because I want to react to it, and then in reacting to this article, get into this conversation about what is coming and why Trump's so much more powerful, so on and so forth, etc. I'll talk about the money first, right? So when Trump was elected in 2016, okay, his net worth was always this point of contention. Oh, is he really that rich? Is he really whatever? Now, the reason, like I was saying, like, what Bill Gates is worth because you know how much Microsoft stock he holds, and then you have no idea how rich Bill Gates actually is. Let me inject this as I edit this video because I wasn't clear on that. You know what his net worth is on paper, but we all know, anybody who really looks into this, there are all these one specific that I know about, a private equity fund that follows all the Gates Foundation investments into all of these different things. Now, do you know whose money is in that fund? You know, he clearly has a relationship with him. Do you know whose money that is? Because I'll bet you that it's all his, okay? All his. Make like dark money that he is just multiplying over and over and over because he gets to use these hundreds of billions of dollars he has in the Gates Foundation. This is all nonprofit stuff, except none of it is nonprofit stuff. And so he has this other money that follows it that no one gets to track or hear about. It's like, oh, it's charity, tax-free, put this over here. And then it's weird. This one fund keeps following him around. His net worth is probably so much more than what you know about. He's already he might be, aside from these oil people, the richest guy in the world. But in terms of Trump, because they forced him off of Twitter and they forced him off of social media, he went and started Truth Social. And as a result of him starting Truth Social, which he never would have done if they wouldn't have forced him off Twitter, now he's a certified many times over billionaire. That's directly because of what they did. And on the power side in government, the reason that he's so powerful now is because through all of the just constant attacks on them, every single thing they did blew up in their face. Every single thing. The more they prosecuted him, the more it woke people up that these were dirty prosecutions that subsequently were going to expose them as like they're the bad guys. That's exactly what happened with me. Like, I mean, a long time ago, but it was like the Russia, he's in bed with Russia. And I watched all that stuff, MSNBC, whatever. And I'm like, either he is dirty on this or they are the bad guys. There's no third option. Mueller report comes out, he's clean. And I was like, wow. I was on my way over there anyway, but at that point I was like, I'm completely done with them. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So they do January 6th. They try to make it out like it's an insurrection. Ludicrous. He's the commander-in-chief, doesn't use guns. Insane. Makes no sense. That's one of a billion things that they did to him. They prosecute him. They've never prosecuted any former president, but they go after him in this jurisdiction, this jurisdiction, this jurisdiction, this jurisdiction. Hey, tell me this. Think about the judges, the attorneys, the prosecutors, everybody who signed on to be a part of that, going after him. All of them thought that they had all the institutional protection in the world, right? Because they're talking to people that are like, they have always had that. Soros, intelligence people. They've always been able to guarantee people's safety. And they're thinking that they're making a decision that's going to lead to their career ascension, right? Now, if someone would have been like, yeah, but let's just throw this out there. What if they fail to kill him if they take a shot at him? What if they fail to put him in jail? And what if he wins one of the largest landslide victories in modern history? Then what happens to you? Think about that, because that is the question all of them have to be asking themselves now, because the answer is you're done. Okay. You should be like leaving the country, because you, judge in New York, you guys know what you did. I know what you did. You guys looked at voter records, and for the jury pool, right? For the grand jury, and then for whoever was going to get picked for the actual jury, you know what you did. You just went and looked at who they voted for the last 100 years, or however many, election cycles. Then you went and looked at their social media and their Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and you found only people who hate Trump. I am not stupid. You think that I believe that you randomly selected the jurors for jury duty on those cases? I know what you did, because it's what I would have done if I was going to play dirty. So you stacked the deck with the jurors of only people who hate Trump. So you already knew what was going to happen, because those types of people, you could have run a case that was like, Donald Trump definitely 100%, was running a trafficking thing where, as much as he's saying he wants to deport these people, in real life, he's actually the number one importer of, illegal aliens. He's actually running the whole thing. And they're like, I believe it. Guilty. There's nothing that they could have thrown out that they wouldn't have said guilty to. Think about this. 30% of Democrats admitted that they wished that when he got shot, he would have gotten shot done. You think it's hard to find people that they can put on a jury that are going to convict him no matter what? This is not, what they voted. Obviously, it's easy. Okay. So anyone who's involved in that, and then the judge who they picked because he went and had drinks with them, and he's like, oh, I'll make it impossible for them not to win. And then you got the prosecutor who looks at this case. He's like, what do we got? They're like, what can you do with it? He's like, well, I'll just say this, and I'll charge him with felonies. You got the judge in there. You got all the jurors intact. It's going to be a big show, and then they're going to convict him, and now they're going to say he's a convicted felon, right? I know that's what you did. I know that's what you did. You know that's what you did. Okay? Well, guess what? Guess what? All that institutional power you were relying on, gone. And now the person that you did that to has the most institutional power in the history of the country. What do you think's coming for you, dude? What do you think's coming for you? Okay? The exact opposite of what you thought. Your career is over. You might end up in jail. High likelihood you end up in jail. You're going to have the IRS audit you. Okay? Oh, I thought you don't want the IRS going after political rivals. I don't, except in that case. Okay. Except in that case, you could suck on some karma on that one. Okay. This girl over here is already stone corrupt. Hey, remember the prosecutor in Georgia? She's absolutely corrupt. They caught her red-handed. Okay. She had a boyfriend that she was like using the tax base, and she was like, I need you to investigate this. She gave like $470,000 to some dude that she was banging. She was going on these trips with him to nice hotels. What? We just hired him to do whatever, though. Were you having sex with him, though? What? Were you having sex with him? I don't think that's any of your business. Oh, no, it is our business. Because if you were contracting him to do things and paying exorbitant amounts, and then he was buying hotels, you were meeting him there, I don't see how that would not be our business. She's done. She's going to go to jail, most likely. Corruption, But that's just one example. They're all going to get rung up. Now, if you are a person like, I don't know, George Soros, or like Jack Smith, or I don't know. I mean, Jack Smith and George Soros, not the same. Like a Soros person or Bill Gates. Did you ever even have any fear of justice coming in your direction? Never. Of course not. How about now? How do you feel now? You feel safe? You feel like there's no scenario where he comes for you? where, I'm sorry, not he, where the government comes for you? Because what we all now know, because of how you weaponize the government, is that whoever controls the government controls everything. They've got the guns. You were always able to corrupt that system with your money, right? But because Trump broke through every single thing that you did and just won by this amount of landslide, no one's going to stand up to him anymore. He has the absolute ironclad support of the people, okay? And if you want to try to undermine him now, this is not 2016. This is not an inexperienced person. And now he's got RFK on his team. He's got Elon on his team. He's got Tulsi. Like, just that right there. RFK, one of the most seasoned, intelligent attorneys ever. Okay? He's got him on his team. He knows how the system works. Elon is probably the most powerful information source in the world. Oh, what an idiot. He bought Twitter for $55 billion. Yeah, look how that turned out. Okay? Basically, what they had, what like Bill Gates and them had, has now been reversed, okay? Now, Trump and Elon have it, okay? And so, again, if you're Bill Gates, how safe do you feel? They just indicted him in the Netherlands, okay? Think about what they did during the pandemic. You think that Bill Gates is safe from indictment? With RFK, Elon, both of them hate Bill Gates. Or Elon hates Bill Gates. RFK, no one has more disdain for Bill Gates and Donald Trump. If you're Bill Gates, you feel safe? You think that there's no way you get indicted? Now, in the United States, historically, there's no way that a guy like that gets indicted. This is a new world, man. This is a new world. Bill Gates is not safe from prosecution, and he deserves it. What about Fauci? How about Fauci? If they prove that these guys cooked data, you think they're safe? How about FDA people that cook things? You think these people are safe? Because they're not. Or at the very least, if I were them, I would be terrified. I would be very, very afraid. And what does that mean? You know, I derailed this. I haven't even started on this article yet. But what do you think that means? Okay, you think they're just going to go down without a fight? You really think those guys will go down without a fight? His security detail literally needs to be SEAL Team 6. Like if I were him, I would go, thank you, Secret Service. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my own people. And I would put someone like Edward Byers. If you don't know who that is, that's my boy. A very close friend of mine who was a Master Chief for SEAL Team 6, Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, above any suspicion of anything other than blind loyalty to the country and to Trump. I would literally go, I want to put the responsibility of my safety in your hands. I want you to build my team. And then you let him vet everybody. He's the most suspicious person on earth. I know he respects and likes me, and I had to earn that. That's one of the most flattering things in the world. The fact that guy likes and respects me, that was earned. Because that guy is going to assume everyone is dirty all the way up until they have gone well above any suspicion. I would put a person like that in charge, and I wouldn't let anyone else near my security under any circumstances. Their only job is to keep me alive because they're going to come for him. That is going to happen. They have no choice. And you got Cheney. Now, if it were me and I was Trump, I would leave Cheney the fuck alone. Just going to say that right now. Okay? Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Bill Gates. Cheney. He's still way too scary. Hillary? Hell no. Hell no. If I was going to give any advice to the dream team over there, RFK, Elon, and obviously the big guy Trump who's in charge of all of it, this would be my advice. Okay? Pick your targets wisely. And there are a handful of people. Hillary, number one, do not go after. Leave her alone. And let her know you're going to leave her alone. She is probably the most dangerous person in the world, except for maybe Dick Cheney. Let Dick Cheney know, good game, I'm not coming for you. Just those two. Everybody else, fair game. All right, let's get into this Jack Smith article. Okay, Jack Smith could write a damning report about Donald Trump's election fraud case before resigning. A former federal prosecutor has said, oh no, oh geez, that's a big time thing up his. He has one final card up his sleeve against Donald Trump. That's the headline for this article. Jack Smith has one final card up his sleeve against Donald Trump. And that's the card. That's the card he could play. Hey, go ahead and play that, dude. See how that goes for you, Jack Smith. I mean, this is gold. I literally did not realize that is, if I would have read the first line of this article, I would have known in advance. This is hilarious. Assistant political science professor at Northeastern University in Oakland, California, told Newsweek special counsel Smith will likely write a final report, then resign. Yeah, Trump was indicted on 4 counts of allegedly working to illegally interfere with the results of the 2020 election. Unbelievable when you read that now. Unbelievable when you read that now, right? Oh, where'd those 16 million votes go that you guys got in 2020? The audacity, dude. Just more proof that all they did was accuse this side of everything they were actually doing, and they had no qualms about using the legal system and the guns that the government has to do that. Interfere with the election run up to January 6, 2020. Okay, the president-elect has pleaded not guilty and has said the case is part of a political witch hunt, which it was. He accused Smith of attempting to interfere with the 2024 presidential election by prosecuting him. Newsweek sought email comment from the Trump campaign Thursday. The Justice Department has a policy that prohibits the prosecution of a sitting president, so I believe the most likely scenario is Smith is winding down his investigation, releasing a report, and ultimately resigning. It's not a good look for anyone, including Smith, to get fired. I feel like resigning may be a more graceful exit for Smith, and that way, at least he gets to share his findings. He should definitely do that, and he should make it just really nasty because, there's no reason to be afraid of Trump now, you know. Bet you wish you didn't take that job. Smith is expected to resign as special counsel in Donald Trump's election fraud case in Washington, D.C. Under the Department of Justice rules, sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted, yada, yada. However, Trump has already vowed to have Smith immediately fired as soon as the Republican takes office in January 2025. You want to know what else is coming? You know what else is coming? Is all of the people who they went after, like Rudy Giuliani, you know, all the Trump allies that stuck to their guns and stuck by him, all of them are getting pardoned. If they're state cases, Trump's going to make calls, and anybody who can make those go away is going to, because Trump can make their life hell on earth. And he's the guy, he's the guy now. Like, he is the guy. What he says, if he makes a threat at you, like, you have to take that extraordinary, like, not even take it seriously, just assume that it's a fact. Like, he says, yeah, you're going to make that go away, or else, fill in the blank, or else, that's coming, dude. That's coming. He just won a landslide. Everyone knows, like, there's no more world where you can lie to everybody. You can't, your control is gone. Their control is gone. They had control of the media. They thought, oh, we can get everybody to believe whatever. No, you can't. No, you can't. Elon owns Twitter, X, which means that we can debunk anything that you put out. Yeah, and now we control the House and Congress, almost for sure, which means your ability to pass regulation that's going to limit what you can put on X, no chance. We're going to pass regulation in the opposite direction, okay? Their vice grip on control that they have had for decades is gone. It's gone. It's gone. They don't control the White House. They don't control Congress. They don't control the media. They can control the media, but the media has no teeth anymore, okay? Everything that they were holding on to is now gone. Now you understand why they were going so hard at him, which is hilarious. You want to know what the funniest thing about that is? Is that had they been nice, had they actually recognized, wow, we didn't realize what an incredible candidate and what a strong personality he is. If they would have gone to him and been nice with Trump, these kind of people, these guys who have that amount of power, Trump, what do you think Trump respects more than people's ability to capture and maintain power like that? If they would have gone to him and been nice, he would have been an ally of theirs. They went the other way. They underestimated him at every single turn. And we're going to be the ones who benefit from that. Because Trump is beholden to the people who loved him and were loyal to him. That's all he cares about. And that's us. The American people who voted for him, the people who stood by him, the ones who left the Democratic Party like Tulsi, RFK, Elon, so on and so forth. And now a tsunami of justice is coming. And it's going to be amazing to watch. Bottom line. And you know what else? You know what else? Even if, and God forbid this happened, even if they successfully got him, please, God, do not let that happen. But even if they got him, I don't think that's going to help them. You know, I don't think that's going to help them. Because the next group of people coming up, like Elon owns X, dude. The spread of information, like they don't control this anymore. You can't just control the narrative. And what happened was they grabbed a hold of all of the media thinking that they can control narratives all the way across. You can't do that anymore. It's the internet, man. Even if they knocked off Elon and they took over X or whatever. Like there's no amount of people that you can do this to because you need the military at the end of the day to enforce your stuff. Dude, it's just not going to happen anymore. The world is changing. We just went through the fourth turning and now we're on the other side, in my opinion. And I am loving the idea of watching the people who locked us in our homes, took away our rights, had no problem taking away our jobs if we didn't adhere to what they were doing, had they successfully, done what they were going to do, would have withheld food from us if we didn't do what they wanted them to do. I cannot wait to watch them get their comeuppance. It's going to be beautiful. Anyway, that's what I got for this video.